That's Kirin J. Callinan at Piha, where he recorded a video for one of his tunes from his new album, If I Could Sing, A Decade of Embracism and Beyond. We found Kirin in New Plymouth, of all places, or rather it looks like we woke him up, to talk to him about making this new album, about his upcoming Elemental shows in New Zealand, and making that video at Piha.
It's all a bit, I'd hope, interesting and ambiguous, and even building some myth around it. But it's all been also a bit vague and convoluted. The reality is, I wrote and recorded the vast majority of the record over 2020, 2021, 2021 in New Zealand mostly. However, mixed it early 2022 in Sydney. So I've sort of been sitting on it for over a year now in its final form.
Yep.
And recording a lot of new things and living my life, frankly. and I was like, I really should put this record out. So I kind of just chose this otherwise arbitrary date of the 23rd of June. I liked it, seemed auspicious with the numbers.
Okay.
23, 6, 2 times 3 is 6, 2023. And that date very quickly approached, and it was a combination of things. It was myself acknowledging that, okay, so am I really just going to put this record that I poured my heart into and spent a lot of time and energy on? Am I really just going to now just put this up online for free, essentially, by putting it on Spotify or whatever?
Yep.
With little to no momentum around it, just because I said this day, and I had this tour booked and everything, and then I got new management in, and I'm sort of in limbo with my record label situation at the moment.
Okay,
and,
that sounds like fun.
They were just like, absolutely not. You're not putting the record. No way you're putting this record out. It's too good to just throw out into the world. Let's reassess and put an actual plan together. And so the new team has been wonderful. But at this stage, the proposed release date is still up in the air. However, I wanted to honour my long-suffering fans. Basically, I'm doing these shows. It's available at the shows. But when it'll be up online, nobody knows. It's a great mystery.
Nobody knows. Alrighty. So when you get here to Auckland for this Elemental Nights thing, what do you think the show is going to turn into? Do you think that's far in advance?
The shows I've been doing currently, it's mostly songs from the new album, and then playing sort of the majority of my first record, Embracism, because it's 10 years since that came out. So the show's sort of been a combination, and there's of the first and the last, but there's a nice through line there, because in a way there is this full circle. As you know, Marty, I've covered a lot of different ground.
Yes.
Artistically in between then, but they do feel like like bedfellows, I suppose. They work together. Yeah.
Now, before we run out, I was watching your video for In Absolutes. Was that shot at Piha here?
It was Anafana.
Yeah. That looked like an interesting shoot. Tell me a little bit about the song or the video or whatever you feel like talking about.
All hearts lay claim to the other one. Wherever arrows aim, they land all the same. A swimmer in the ocean does not feel the rain. To say that everything is good is to speak in absolutes.
Yeah, I love that song and that video too. It was it was very much a cathartic song that came. I was stranded out, living out in Anawhara during New Zealand's heavy lockdown laws,
Right.
and
Yes.
I'd come over to New Zealand for a 2-week holiday and got stuck for 8 months. And in that time, my relationship fell apart, and I was very grief stricken, frankly.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
and so that song and video was very much a direct sort of expression of that, of where I was emotionally, and in this sort of kingdom of grief.
Oh
but
man.
but yeah, we as for the making of the video, it was very spontaneous. I had the idea, and a week later we were shooting it
Right.
with this young guy, Oscar Keys, is a great young Kiwi filmmaker, and Ezra Simons, the DOP. Both of them phenomenal and have done so much great work. But I just met them by chance.
Right.
The day that I had the idea for the clip, I met them that evening.
Oh, gee.
And I was like, I need to find a director. And Oscar was like, I'm a director. So no
Right.
way. Okay, you want to do something?
Start directing.
Yeah, exactly. And a week later, we were shooting.
Would you stay warm? Was it a warm day? It looks like it might have been chilly.
It was fine. It was just fine. A little overcast, if I remember correctly.
Right. So, do you got any more videos lined up for any of the upcoming
Yeah,
tunes?
yeah, absolutely. I'm working on 2 at the moment, for 2 of the new songs.
Right.
And just pushing ahead with new music as well, and a new kind of optimism, I feel.
Okay.
With some new people on board. It wasn't long ago that I was thinking, fuck, maybe I've had a good run. It's time to do something else with my life. But I've got this wonderful, if small, new team on board, and it takes a team, even as a solo artist. In fact, especially as a solo artist.
Yeah, definitely. Can't do
So
everything yourself.
I'm moving forward, and I love my new songs I'm writing. So yeah, and
Hey,
the shows
all
have
right.
been really encouraging too. I'm hoping you get to see the Auckland show, and
I fully intend to.
enjoy it.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It'll be awesome.